this weekend. Pirelli have brought their middling range, really, and I still don't know how they stay up on that banking. The C4 is the soft, the C3 is the medium, and the C2 is the hard compound tyre we shouldn't need. The intermediate...
Going to be building up and preparing themselves, trying to understand where they're at in terms of bringing the tyres up to temperature, and also, probably, practicing that slipstream.
Absolutely. Charles Leclerc tweeted, actually, on his bike that he was already... of F3 qualifying yesterday, which was a complete farce, in time for FP2, but didn't cover FP2, which was a bit silly at times.
Yeah, but they're going to have to get a move on, because if you're second or third in a queue of cars leaving the pit lane, achieving a 1:43 in a preparation lap is going to be something, because you need to get that space. You know, Mattea's already said to us, 4 or 5 seconds is key. You're
30 to let them off the hook.
This is what's pushed them into, though. They don't want to be in the stewards room, they don't want to be compromised, because other teams will be hot on this if anybody gets done by this. But Carlos Sainz in Q3 last year, there was a kind of a cut-off coming into this Gary chicane where the team came on the radio and said, you need to go.
Yeah, it's a new directive has come from the race director that a car...
Team to get the grid box. How many people have we saw when they leave the pits not touch the white line, because if they touch that they get a penalty, so they don't run over that. Okay, there has been mistakes in years gone by. And then the other thing, when they drive in the pit box to get a nice new set of tyres, if they're an inch, 2 inches over to the right hand side, the team go crazy and then come down.
The old banking and up towards Ascari. He will pick up a distant toe from Kevin Magnussen there. He chucks it into Ascari. This is just an amazing sequence of corner. You're threading the eye of the needle. There's just one good line through there, and you can see him moving across the left-hand side. You can see Magnussen in front, and all you're trying to do is track.
Put in a 27.0 and match that, exactly, a 27.0 in the middle sector, as well as Fiat now goes 4th fastest.
And think about exits, but everybody knows a Formula 1 car, you want to V the corner.
Not out of the way, but their laps are going to be terribly slow.
By Max, a couple of tenths up on the Mercedes at the moment, isn't he?
26.8 for both sectors, so a couple of he's about on par with the best sector times that we've had so far. This could be very close indeed, actually. Goes quickest by just over 1/10 of a second, Max Verstappen, on the medium tyre.
I think here, if you're the top 5-6, you just don't want to risk giving up track position. If you're Red Bull also,
you've just got to do what Renault do, don't you?
You can't afford to get beaten by Renault on lap 1, because they're very slippery in a straight line. And if the Renaults get ahead of them on the opening lap, if the Renaults get ahead of Max on the opening lap,
it was there, and the grandstand number 3.
So we take a penalty.
ICE, MGUK, MG contact with the white line, but the way the directives were written and reissued, it did seem to everyone here that they should be on the grey bit, not just on the white bit. But
2 hours before we need to actually get everything going.
If anything, honestly, this delta time is more dangerous than anything on the charge lap. Out lap, I think is good, but on the charge lap, it has no sense.
Ineffective, but you can charge slightly, I think, as the car's driving along. I think they obviously can wind up some loads, can't it, and engage, but the biggest charge comes with braking power, because the system cleverly manages it, tunes out the rear brake to drag the engines, which drags the rear wheels in a sense.
So if he's saying stamp on the brakes,
yeah, but he's not actually got the wheel in it. He is driving.
Of them missed out on that one. Should be okay with 30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Track 40 degrees now, air temperature at 27 degrees through the first of the right-handers, the 2 Lesmos we go.
Good flag come in, and you know the temperature issue. But McLaren's showing very good speed, aren't they?
Well, he said yesterday, didn't he, that he thought that the Renault power unit had a good quali mode, but we now know they're probably going to be testing, you know, a baseline mode. And this bodes well, guys. The Renault powered cars, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Well, do you know Cyril Abiteboul last week in a couple of interviews?
That could have been very nasty indeed. And to be honest, that needs a little chat in the stewards room, because you can't be 2 cars going that slow.
All trying to get through there, he was jumping in front of them.
Well, we'll have a chat about that, and I think a lot to look at, and I'd like to see a couple more angles of that one. Valtteri Bottas was right on the limits, if not over it at the time. But